Hi, I'm Claire. I'm on the women's basketball team at Northwestern University, and I'm from the Boston area. I think some of the best advice that I've been given from coaches are to control what you can control. And those two things are like how hard you work and your attitude. So I think I've always been really big on like, no matter the outcome or the uncontrollables, having a smile on my face and being a good teammate and having a good attitude are like the most important things you can do, like my bread and butter. In my training, I focus on rather than like really spreading myself thin over a lot of skills, focus on being great at like one thing or like a couple things. So for me, I'm a shooter, so I work a lot on my shot and doing the same thing every time. And then from there, expanding a little bit more. But I think it's really important to be confident in like what you're great at. And I spend a lot of time on my shot. I'm really big on hydration. I always bring my water bottle everywhere with me. And then I also focus on hitting my protein intake. I love salmon. Like all my friends know, I have it almost every meal, but I definitely find those proteins and things that people say that are good for you that I enjoy, and then I try and include those every day. And then also always have time for a sweet treat. I think that's really important. And then as goes recovery, I spend a lot of time in hot and cold tubs doing contrast because it makes my body feel good, and it's another way that I socialize with my teammates. I'd say some challenges that I faced, especially growing up, was figuring out how to balance wanting to be great and getting all these opportunities, playing at the college level, while also like socializing, having friends, like being a normal kid. And I think that took me a while to figure out because you always worry about like burning out or doing too much. But for me, I was able to kind of like make friends and socialize through basketball and then like do outside activities like hot yoga, go for walks, and lifting with other athletes from other sports. And I think that kind of fostered a healthier relationship with a sport because sometimes you worry about doing too much or focusing too narrow on one thing and burning out. So I think that was always a worry, but my parents were really great with like having me do other things, and I had a lot of friends that played different sports, so I dipped my toe into other things too. Yeah, so my recruiting process started when I was pretty young, and I had college coaches asking me like what I wanted to major in, and I was like, I don't even know what position I want to be in college because I was like still growing. So that happened really early and then it picked up really fast and it was very overwhelming and I just knew like I think it came to like my sophomore spring and I was like I just want to commit. I was really overwhelmed, but then I waited a little bit longer and then I took some visits. I visited Northwestern my junior fall and I got like emotional with my mom when I was here and I was like, "Mom, I want to come here." I got that feeling and then I committed on the spot, which you're not supposed to do, but I recommend it because I'm very happy here. And yeah, I chose Northwestern because I got a feeling that I hadn't gotten anywhere else as soon as I stepped on campus. I knew like I could see myself being here, but also I got to see like just looking outside, like the fields, the resources, and then the people I met, and then obviously this level of education. I can't ask for anything more. So I think just considering all of that, I knew that this was a place I wanted to come to and it was a place that I wanted to like make better by the time I left. So when you're interacting with college coaches, to be yourself, because if you find that someone doesn't want you, like that is a blessing to know because you want to go somewhere where you're wanted and where like you have a good relationship. So you don't want them to fall in love with the version of you that's not authentic to yourself. So I'd say be yourself. And then also when you're on the court to like not it's not all about just like how many points you score, all your stats. I'd say like who you are as a person on the court or on the field or whatever it is, like how good of a teammate you are, how you act when you're on the bench, how you talk to your parents, how you talk to your coaches. that is all so important, and coaches do look at that. Yeah, things like body language really influence the game because it's such an emotional sport and everything like kind of holds so much value, it feels like, that all the little things you do matter, and like not just like how many points you put up, but how you score. Are you getting people involved? Because like when you're playing, it's just so energetic. You feel like the crowd, you feel your team, you feel your coaches. And I think all that energy, if it's positive, it really contributes to something great. So I'd say body language and just the way you do everything is like super important here. I think that from my teammates, I've learned the importance of culture, and personal like work ethic, in that like what you put into something is what you get out of that. And not just at a skill level, but as goes the team, like how much you put into the team is how much you get out of it. Because basketball is such a team sport, and you can't get something done by trying to do it all for yourself. So I think relying on your teammates, even though sometimes it sounds fun to try and do it all yourself, but you really need help from other people. So I think putting time, effort, and energy into your team, your teammates, and your relationships really shows on the court. Yeah, so during COVID, I ran some basketball clinics with my sisters too in the local like youth basketball community. And it meant so much to me because I felt like I was kind of struggling, not getting to, see all of my teammates and all the people that I see from the basketball community. And I understood that if I was feeling this way, I couldn't even imagine what younger girls in the community were feeling. So I wanted to like kind of share that and try and work towards like a greater goal. And it just meant so much to me that in a time like where there wasn't really anything going on and it felt kind of dark, that I was able to bring light to that. And then I also hope that that experience of these younger girls having someone kind of show them the way and make sure that they were kind of continuing their lives, that they maybe can carry that on to someone else if they're presented with a similar situation. Here at Northwestern, we have so many resources for balancing life on the court and in the classroom. So I definitely take advantage of all of these resources. I have an amazing academic advisor that really helps me keep everything together. But I also use an agenda. I write all my commitments down, and then just have like a person to talk to, because sometimes when I'm thinking about practice, film, lift, conditioning, class, homework, project, this, all of these things that I have going on, it's a little overwhelming. So sometimes just talking it through with like a teammate, or I call my mom like twice a day and tell her everything that I have to do, and it makes me feel so much better. I would say just to keep your head down, and there's a lot going on, especially now in the digital era with everything being posted online. And I would say to just keep loving the game, doing the things that you love with basketball, like if it's doing a shooting workout with a friend, or we have our grandpa rebound for us, and that was always so much fun. Or playing pickup, like doing those things that make you love the game is ultimately what makes you get to this level and like keep enjoying it. Um, and I'd say like kind of stay off social media, because everyone's posting their highlights there, and it's important to understand that like there are ups and downs, but sometimes when you're on social media, you don't see everyone's downs. So I'd say to not compare yourself to everyone else. I think that building a really strong support system and a network is really important for, obviously, you have to take care of your business in the classroom, take care of your business on the court. But I think where a lot of people have trouble is when you're not treating your relationships with your coaches and your teammates, like when you're not prioritizing those, you can have trouble. For me, I had a great relationship with my AAU coach, and she was such a strong female role model for me. And I think listening to everything she had to say and taking her feedback and kind of just trusting the process from someone that's been there before. If you can find that sort of mentor, like I'm so lucky I still like text and call her all the time and continue to ask for advice. But I'd say finding a mentor, whether it's a coach or maybe even like a college athlete that you can kind of just receive reassurance that you're doing the right things and to trust the process. Hi, I'm Claire Keswick. I'm on the women's basketball team at Northwestern University, and you can check me out at Next Level Prep.